Pretty big question. It's comparing two different stores, and there's a lot of information it gives us. So you want to make sure that you're using another piece of paper to make sure that you are writing down all of your work and that it's detailed. So it's two stores sell cherries at different price per pound. Now I went ahead and circled price per pound because that's important. And so when I grab my other piece of paper, I'm going to write down the word price per pound the way you would see it in math. So this is price per pound. And so that's right there telling you what your y is and what your x is, right? Because if you go back to rate of change, it's your change in your y over your change in your x. And right now, by reading price per pound, you know your price is your y and your pounds are your x. Okay? I'm going to label store P. So I've got store P. And when I do that, it says store P sells 3.5 pounds of cherries for $13.30. And I can go ahead and write this to look like this, right? So 3.5 pounds of cherries for $13.30. Now we want to be careful. We're writing it in price per pounds. We don't want to write the 3.5 up at the top. So store P is $13.30 for the price. $13.30 for, make sure you're including your units there, 3.5 pounds. Okay. Let's grab my calculator. So next thing you want to do is actually do that calculation in the calculator. So that is 1330 divided by 3.5. So 1330 divided by 3.5 and press enter and it tells me over here, sorry, I'm a little discombobulated, 3.8. So what is that standing for? Well, when we know we divide this number by this number, that's going to be $3.80 for, it's going to become the unit rate, 1 pound. Okay, so that's store P. They're charging $3.80 a pound. They can get 3.5 pounds for $13.30. That's information it gave us. Okay, so now next I'm going to look back over here and it says the graph is store Q. I'm going to make some information here about store Q. And for store Q, I have to pull the information from the graph. I'm going to look here. I've got my pounds, my cost over here. And I'm going to find my price per pound, right? So I'm going to be finding my change in my y over my change in my x. And to do this, I need to find two good points. There's a good point, and this is a good point right here to start with, right? Those both go through the grid lines. And I'm going to make that nice large triangle to figure out what my change in my y is and my change in my x is. This is my vertical change, so this is the y. And I went from 0 to 4, so that's a change in 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Change is $4 for every. And then I went from 0 to 1.25. So this difference here, this change in this x, is 1.25. Okay. So I can spend $4 and get $1.25. I'm going to just transfer that information. Store Q. I can spend $4 and I get 1.25 pounds. Right, so here's my information. Now I'm going to take my $4 for $1.20 for 1.25 pounds. I'm going to find the unit rate by dividing. So 4 divided by 1.25 in my calculator says 3.2. So that means it's $3.20 for 1 pound. Okay? So now I know that store P is a little more expensive than store Q per pound. Question at the bottom of this says, put it back out. Philip needs to purchase 10 pounds of cherries. Which statement is true? So I'm looking for 10 pounds. So now I've got to go back here and I've got to figure out for 10 pounds. Well, if it's $3.80 for 1 pound, then I can take this and multiply it by both by 10. And for 10 pounds, 3.8 is going to become 38. $38 for 10 pounds. And this one as well, if I'm going to get 10 pounds, then this is going to become $32. Because 3.2 times 10 is going to become 32. Store P is more expensive than store Q by $6, right? Because 38 minus the 32 gives me $6 difference. So I know that my answer choice has to involve a difference of $6. On here, my answer choices, I know that $8 less or $8 more is not an option. The 8 makes it wrong. So now I've got to be careful about which one is right here. Who's more expensive? P is more expensive than Q. And so Philip will spend $6 less on cherries at store P than Q? No, because P is more expensive. So Phil will spend $6 more on cherries at store P than on Q. Your answer is D. All right.